Yellow Productions presents
a travel guide for visiting West Maui. In this video, we'll visit the following attractions. We'll start with Lahaina, a historic town that was the center of the whaling industry in the 19th century. We'll move our way up north to Kaanapali Beach, famous for having 3 miles of sandy beaches and fancy resorts. Then we'll visit the Dragon's Teeth, a unique rock formation. Next up will be the Nakalele Blowhole, which spouts water up to 100 feet in the air. And we'll conclude by talking about driving around West Maui. It's really scenic, but can be slightly treacherous. But before we get started, I just want to let you know this part of my series on Maui. I've got a whole bunch of other Maui videos. You can check those out in the links in the description below. All right, but here we go, West Maui. The biggest attraction in West Maui is Lahaina, and in the center of the Lahaina is this old banyan tree. This tree is 150 years old. It is the oldest banyan tree on Maui and the biggest. It is quite amazing. And all these different roots that come out from it, they're all part of the same tree. They help hold it up. There's certain areas where Maui's help hold it up too, the government, but it does pretty good supporting itself. When you're here in Lahaina, there's also this thing called Front Street, which is the main street through town. There's lots of gift shops, bars, restaurants. It's always crowded, it's always busy. The biggest problem with Lahaina is parking. It costs a lot of money to park because so many people want to come here, but definitely check it out. It's a little touristy, and I don't know that I love touristy. There's also a lot of flies near this tree, so if the camera's a little shaky, that's because we're just trying to chase the flies off. So, all right, bug off, flies. Just next to the banyan tree is the Pioneer Inn. The Pioneer Inn was built in 1901, the first hotel on the west side of Maui, and in fact the only one until the 1960s. Out in front of the Pioneer Inn is the Lahaina Wharf. If you were taking a dinner cruise or a ferry out to one of the neighboring islands, this is where they would depart from. Also, there's numerous whale watching tours that leave from here, and turtle watching tours too. One of the best beaches on the west side of Maui is Kaanapali Beach. This beach right here, it's one of the longest sandy stretches of this beach, a couple miles long. It is lined on the ocean front with a number of high-end resorts. The Hyatt, the Marriott, the Westin, the Sheraton have properties along the beachfront. There's a beachfront sidewalk that you can walk along that connects all of the different resorts. It opens up here when you get towards the Westin, and there's a place down at the north end of it called Black Rock, which is also one of the most famous places in Maui for snorkeling. It's called Black Rock because it's a big black rock. One of the things I've noticed about a lot of the hotels in Maui is they really like birds. I've been able to make a lot of new feathered friends here in Maui, particularly the resorts near Lahaina and Kaanapali Beach. I've noticed that they have flamingos, like here, swans, white and black swans. This is at the Westin, but at the Hyatt they have the same complement of feathered animals. They've also got parrots, they've got blue macaws, they've got the rainbow parrots, and of course big goldfish in these things. But my favorite, definitely the flamingos. That's why I'm sitting here, to make friends with these two guys. It's just a lot of fun, big smiles on my face looking at the flamingos. In the middle of Kaanapali Beach is Whalers Village. Whalers Village is a slightly upscale shopping mall, stores like Louis Vuitton. They've also got lower end stores like the ABC store for some of your daily necessities. They've got a food court in the middle for cheap eats, and they've also got restaurants right on the boardwalk. If some evening entertainment is what you're after, you'll find a luau, the Drums of the Pacific, at the Hyatt Hotel. If I'd say there's one thing I don't like about Lahaina and the Kaanapali Beach areas is there are way too many timeshare salespeople and timeshare kiosks. About every 20 feet, maybe a little more than that, but pretty often on the boardwalk you'll find these timeshare kiosks with really pushy timeshare salespeople that want to give you a free massage, a free smoothie, a free show in exchange for wasting hours of your time at a timeshare presentation. say aloha, no thank you, continue on your way, and they won't bug you. Just north of the resort town of Kaanapali Beach, about 6 miles up the road, below the Ritz-Carlton golf course, is this attraction, known as Dragon's Teeth. It's known as Dragon's Teeth because the lava formations here have created these things that jut up and look a little bit like dragon's teeth. There's a parking lot right next to the Ritz-Carlton. It holds about 10 cars, and there's a little path that runs along the golf course down here, about a 10-minute walk, not too challenging, not off any cliffs or anything, and it's pretty cool to come here. It opens up and you get to see this very interesting lava rock formation. The other thing that's worthwhile to see in this area, there's a nice beach just past the Dragon's Teeth called D.T. Fleming Park, and that's a nice sandy beach as well, below the Ritz-Carlton. While you're by the Dragon's Teeth, the Ritz-Carlton is worth a look. They've got a neat pool complex, and apparently a new burger restaurant that's open at lunch. Seems pretty popular. One of the coolest attractions in West Maui is the Nakalele Blowhole. It is off Highway 30 between mile markers 39 and 38. You basically park in this parking lot. It looks like a big turnoff on the side of the highway. The only real way you'd know the blowhole is here from the road is if there's vendors here, they have signs that say Nakalele Blowhole and Blowhole. But if the vendors aren't here and they're taking the day off, there's one sign here in the middle that says Blowhole. There's 2 paths to get to the blowhole. The one in the middle of the lot, that'll take you down to the bottom of the blowhole. If you want to see it from the top, then the path right by the vendors on that side of the parking lot, that'll take you to the top viewing area. One preparation tip, if you're coming to see the blowhole, make sure to bring sunglasses because this side of the island is extremely windy. It's actually so windy, it's kind of hard to stand steady and not fall over. And it's extra hard to hold the camera steady. There's 2 main places to see the blowhole. One, the top of that windy hill where I was before, but you can also walk down to the blowhole down the path. There's a warning right here, this very official looking warning that says, warning, stay clear of blowhole. You can be sucked in and killed. So be careful if you go down there, you don't want to be killed. For another scenic drive in Maui, little less famous than the road to Hana, but still pretty scenic, drive around West Maui. The road here is quite impressive. It's definitely for driving aficionados. There are sections of this road that are really only like 1 car wide. You have to stop and let other people pass. It's really beautiful though. If you pan the camera over this way, you can see that there's oceans and soaring vistas. In Maui, on this road and the road to Hana, there's a lot of attractions like this hiking trail right here that really aren't easy to tell that you can get to them. It's kind of made to look like you can't get to it, but there's no trespassing signs up, and there's this little thing that you go around, and then you can head up to the top of that mountain, go for a hike. Now, if they post no trespassing signs, don't go, but something like this tells me it's probably welcome. Just, you know, don't leave any trash. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Even though the road's really narrow, I would recommend the drive because the scenery is some of the most beautiful that I've seen. Looking at the top of this hill to that beach down there with big breaking waves, the houses, and over here, there's even art galleries and a few gift shops along the drive. Stop in, support the local businesses. You can even stop at Brother Chick's lunch stop. Get some plate lunches, some shakes, some burgers. Amongst the beautiful scenery, you'll even see some native Hawaiian cows mooing on the side of the road. Thanks for watching. Topher and I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. We publish new, entertaining, informative travel guides every Sunday. If you'd like to, please consider subscribing. Or you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Links in the description below. Or you might enjoy watching some of these other videos from Maui. Click any of them to watch. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.